Hey everyone, this is Caleb with Double D Trailers. We're here at Equine Affair and we have a SafeTac Reverse 3-horse gooseneck. Just want to give you a quick tour of that. So you'll see here, it's our SafeTac Reverse. We do have a patent on this technology, so you won't find this anywhere else in the United States. I'm going to open up the back door here, just give you a quick glimpse on the inside. And one of the coolest things about our trailers is our rear SafeTac. So most slant loads, you're going to have a narrow opening to let your horses in and out because there's a fixed tack here. We tried to eliminate that problem with our swing out rear tack box. So as you see, once you open the door, it does open the trailer up fully. So it's a very inviting and open area for your horses to walk in and out of. Also, this is the SafeTac box itself. So this allows you some additional storage options. So we have up to 4 items that you can store with the saddle racks or the blanket bars. We do include the bridle hangers. It is lit, so also when you shut it, it is airtight, so it'll keep out dirt and dust and debris. This client added the brush tray, so that's a nice little storage feature as well. You'll also notice here on the side, this has a wall organizer grid. So this one is really cool. So this trailer, as once it gets finished, will actually be a living quarters model. In the living quarters, of course, the slant wall is going to be occupied with other options, so you don't really have the storage that you would normally in an unfinished dressing room. So what she opted to do was add the organizer grid on the rear SafeTacs, just to give additional storage options that you would have to play with there. So on the side here, in our SafeTac Reverse package, it does include a side ramp. A cool thing that we can do starting in a 3-horse model in a gooseneck is we can add a double side ramp. So I'm gonna clip this here on the side and then drop that. So with the double side ramp, specifically in the 3-horse model, we can do this for the 4, 5, and 6, but it allows you independent access to all of your horses. And you saw how easy that ramp lifted. Even though it's a double side ramp, pretty easy to lift. It is spring loaded. So with the this configuration though, you have the independent access to all 3 horses as needed. So you would be able to access your horse from the rear there, and then the 2 stalls here. In the SafeTac Reverse configuration, I'll open these dividers up. So you would actually load your horse from the side. So what we would do is we would load them from the side on the walk-up ramp, and then you could tie his or her head off here at the exterior ties. And then you would just repeat that process. So you'll take your second horse, tie him or her off over here, walk back around. And then lastly, you'll have your third horse. And then you will walk him or her off, or walk him or her on and tie them off here. We do have this escape door conveniently placed, so we'll have a chest bar here. You can drop that down, duck underneath. This just gives you a pretty quick and easy escape route once you've loaded your last and final horse. This particular client opted to add our lower partition stud gate, so this is a cool feature that we can add. It is fully removable along with our dividers, but what you can do is it would be an additional storage solution. So if you are having items up front, not a horse in the front stall, it would prevent anything from rolling back into the horse's area or their legs. If you were to do a mare and foal, if you're transporting and would want to make a box stall, we can do the partition on a different divider, and that way with the dividers being removable, you could just take this one out and make a fully larger box stall with that partition to prevent any kind of walking underneath with the babies. So we'll walk out the back here and we'll show you, or walk out the side rather, I want to show you our front area. So underneath here, this is the gooseneck area. So you have your gooseneck hitch. This one actually came, the option was selected for a hydraulic jack. So as you'll see, you have a gooseneck light that we can add. That's a convenient hookup option there. Spare tires mounted outside. This one opted to go with dual batteries instead of the one with the living quarters included. The hydraulic jack is a very nice feature to add. Helps you without having to do that manual crank yourself. On the side here, you'll see we have our exterior tie. So these are standard options. We have one of those that's included per horse. This client also added the high tie option as well. So this is something that can get your horse away from the trailer. You can just tie that off and just keep them away, especially if you have all of your horses on one side of the trailer, as many clients choose to do. Just get some more spacing there as well. You'll notice there's no riveting. So we attach this paneling with a 3M chemical bonding process. So what that does is it's the same material that they use in skyscrapers for installing the glass. So it doesn't, it gives a bit more flex. There's no issues with spacing or anything, and it lasts quite a bit longer than riveting, because what happens with rivets is over time with the vibrations in the trailer, they'll shake and everything, the rivets can break loose, which can cause rusting and corrosion, and then you'll just have to deal with maintenance issues there. So around top here, I'm going to show you how we would do our unloading process. So as we load it from the side, you're going to unload from the rear here. So what you'll have is you'll take your first horse off, they'll step off. The step off option is the standard. You can add a back ramp as an add-on. And so then once you've unloaded your second horse, you will take off, move this divider, then you'll untie your third or your second horse here. And then lastly, your final horse. So as you'll see with these, the feed bags were also something that this client opted to add, so we can clip those off. And they do conveniently clip on the side here. So just another feeding option solution as well. There we go. A couple features on the inside of the trailer that I wanted to highlight to you. So this is our Safe Bump fiberglass composite roofing. It is a one-piece roofing, and so we call it Safe Bump because it has a bit of give to it. And so that way, if your horse ever rears or anything, you have the protection that it's not going to hurt their head or neck area. It's also braced with our Z-frame. So the Z-frame is what we use for the framing of the trailer. Anything structural is with this material. It's a zinc-infused metal. So it's lightweight and anti-corrosive like aluminum, but it also is strong like steel. So this is something that we use for the whole framing of the trailer, and it has the bracing there, so that way if you were to ever get in an accident, essentially it acts as a big large roll cage. We also include these pop-up vents with the SafeTac reverse feature, which is the combination rear forward facing. We end up adding those on both sides. That way if you have the horse's head in the forward facing configuration or the rear facing configuration, they still have that airflow above them. You also see underneath here, this is our rumber flooring. So this is an add-on as well. So this option is something that we add in place if you were to want a cooler, quieter, softer flooring. We recommend it because it takes up some of that vibration and the noise. It also allows better airflow. The standard is a pine wood, pressure treated pine wood with mats. So those work well as also, but the rumber is a nice upgrade if you can go with it. This is our safe kick as well. So this paneling is something we put in place on all of our trailers. This allows you to not have to worry about your horse kicking through the trailer or anything of that nature, just additional protection there. We also have these fans as well. That's an add-on option, so the client opted that for some additional airflow solution. The back, you'll see this is our rear camera system. So the camera system has one camera included in the horse area, and there's also one included on the back here. So you'll have a horse area camera and a backup camera. In a 3-horse model, this is more than sufficient. If you're opting to go with a 4-horse plus, then we would recommend adding a second camera in the interior at the front horse stall. This gives you more visibility of your horses there. So we're going to walk around here to the dressing room. I want to show you, this one's going to be a little different because this one is again going to be a living quarters model when it gets finished. So what it is now, you'll see you'll have these cutouts here. So this is going to be where the refrigerator and the cooktop are going to go in the sink. We'll have a toilet here. So this is going to be our basics living quarter package once finished. And so what that is essentially like a weekender. You'll have just the bare necessities that you need. Have a cowgirl shower in that front horse stall. Up here, you'll see we have the bracing for the air conditioner. So they're going to be an air conditioner with a heat strip here. We do add extra bracing in place, so that way once it cuts through that fiberglass one-piece composite roofing, it's just additional structural support. As you can see here on the height issue, I'm 6'2", and so you can see I have pretty good clearance. This is a 7'8" height. And if you're doing any kind of sleeping or anything, this is a big bonus to have. Our standard is 7'4", but we can also, we can do 7'6" or 7'8". Usually 7'8" is the largest we'll do. So One last thing that's really cool feature in here is we have our powered roof vent. So this is an add-on option that even if you're not doing a full living quarters in here, if you just want to do any kind of rough camping or sleeping, it's a really, really neat option to add. Does a lot of airflow, and it does have a rain sensor on it, so if it were to have any type of moisture detection, it would close automatically, so you don't have to worry about any kind of leaking into the trailer. And then we have our camper door here. So this is a rounded camper door with a screen, and so this is a really nice feature to have if you're using this for any type of sleeping or if you're doing shows during the day and this is going to be a hangout spot. Really cool, because then you can open up the door and then you just have this screen door. One thing I wanted to show you here is the way that this opens. Many doors you have to do like a tie back. This camper door actually has it opens by itself. So it has a little hydraulic spring there. You don't have to worry about tying it back or the wind blowing it or anything like that. So really nice feature to be added. On the outside here, we do have our exterior dress light. So this exterior dress light is really cool if you're doing anything at nighttime specifically. Just gives you some added bonus there. A couple other things I wanted to show you here on the back side. So we have our drop down windows. So these are standard on the horse side of the trailer. With the SafeTac reverse, we do end up adding those on both sides, so due to the forward facing or rear facing combination. So as you can see here, the really cool feature is the bars in the window are independent of one another. So you can drive with the windows down. This does lock in place, so there's not going to be any issue with movement there. And you can also add in window screens if you'd like, and that is an option that most clients opt to do. If they're riding with the windows down, they want some additional airflow in, but they want to keep that road debris out of the horse area. We do also have our hay rack added, so this is a nice feature if you're planning to have any long hauls, you need some additional hay storage solutions, not quite enough room, especially with the living quarters not having that storage option. So this will be able to, you put all your bales of hay up there. We do also offer a hay pod, which is the hay rack, but it's a fully enclosed option. So it's just another one of the features, many options that we have. Sure, there's some options that we didn't go over here, but we have everything listed on our website, all of our options, all of our models, and pricing as well. We have several resources and articles, so feel free to check us out if you have not already. www.doubledtrailers.com.